Good evening, everybody. This is Victor Kilo 4, Golf Romeo Bravo, Gary in Faryiryland. It's just gone 19:30 hours, 7:30 p.m. 09:30 UTC. It is Wednesday night, so that means it's another VK4BAD bad net for the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club. I'll now change my call sign to the club call of VK4BAD for the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club. This is Victor Kilo 4 Bravo Alpha Delta. The name this way is Gary. Currently at the present time it is 12.2 degrees outside, 93% humidity. 0 wind speed. Okay, this is VK4 Bravo Alpha Delta for the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club. We hold this net every Wednesday night at 7:30 p.m. 09:30 UTC. This is Victor Kilo 4 Bravo Alpha Delta. Now listening for any call-ins. Go ahead, please.
VK4 Mike Victor. VK4 Echo Mexico, good evening. 4 Foxtrot Alpha X-ray.
Okay, we've got VK4 Mike Victor, L, VK4 Echo Mike, Merv, VK4 Foxtrot Alpha X-ray, Don. Anyone else want to call in? VK4BAD? Okay, no one else at the present time. I'm not doing a live stream tonight. I'm actually doing a recording of this one. Last week, the live stream cut out about halfway through last week's net. And when I went to schedule the net for tonight, it lost all its settings and that, and I ran out of time. So we're recording this one at the moment, and I'll upload it straight after the net. Right, this is VK4 Bravo Alpha Delta for the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club. So far we've got VK4 Mike Victor, VK4 Echo Mike, and VK4 Foxtrot Alpha X-ray. Does anyone else want to join the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club's Wednesday night net? Call in now, please. Okay, it looks like it's going to be another short night tonight, unless we get someone else to come in afterwards. I don't expect Ian to call in. He's still down in Victoria, or on his way coming back. I think he's got an appointment on in Brisbane next week. Okay. VK4, Mike Victor, over to you there, Al. VK4 BAD.
VK4 BAD and the group VK4 Mike Victor. Evening, Gary. Evening, Merv and Don. You're looking well. Yeah, it's telephone. The phone's telling me it's about 14 degrees here. It's not. Doesn't feel cool, but it's also indicating there might be rain, but I can't hear it from inside, and I'd have to go outside and see if there's anything falling, but it might be very gentle as it has been for the last little bit that came down, a couple of days ago. And didn't achieve an awful lot today. Relatively quiet. Bit of shopping and got a haircut. That was about it. Had a little bit of fun mucking around with some test leads. I make a little jiggery box to interface to the test equipment, and then out of one side of that I make a lead which can feed the microphone with a PTT and a reset and a line for the audio, and I try and make one for a little FT90, but it had me fooled as why the PTT wouldn't work. But it doesn't actually pull the ground. It pulls nearly down to ground, and that's what it senses as the PTT. So that had me stumped for a while. But anyway, it's the things you pick up and as you look around and check. Other than that, not a lot to report. Looking forward to the meeting on Saturday. And Merv, if you think of it, just maybe pop in the microphone for the Kenwood. That would be all I'd need. I'd probably be able to cover everything else. And I hope your back's good, Don, so that you can have a choice of travelling or playing bowls. So good luck with that one. But anyway, over to you, Merv. VK4 Echo Mike. VK4 Mike Victor.
Very good evening, fellas. Great to hear you on there tonight. And yes, a very big signal here from the repeater tonight also. Okay, no problems, Al. I looked that up today where you're having the meeting, so I'll need a few more directions. At that major intersection, you got the school on one corner, you got the MYCMN C at the other corner, Servo on the other corner. I think there's a motel or something on the other corner. I didn't take much notice of that. So where do you actually have it? Back many years ago, I attended a club meeting out there and joined. Gee whiz, that was many years ago, and I think I went out a couple of times after that, but I thought it was you get to the intersection, go over the bridge and get to the intersection and take the first one to the left, and it was just on the right there somewhere. But anyway, you'll be able to tell me more about that. Don, I hope you're feeling better than whatever was going wrong there. Sounds like you had a few problems. And I went to the dump today, so nothing much exciting. Took a load of rubbish. Oh, look, I must tell you something. You won't believe this story. I'll just drop this. Anyway, a while ago, a fair while ago, one of the power guys was up the end of the laneway here. And I went and had a word to him and said, mate, these trees are getting a bit close to the power lines. And he said, well, you know, I can't do anything about that. I said, well, can you tell someone? No. Anyway, a few months ago, there were some other guys that show up here and they're putting reinforcing on the power poles at the base. So I went and had a word to them, and he said, I really can't do anything for you. He said, all I can do is make a note and put it in. So today, you know, I was in the shed there mucking about and heard all this noise going on, and these guys turned up to trim the trees and, you know, put it through the machine and chew it all up, get rid of it. And you wouldn't believe it, they cut the gum trees off near my driveway, which were nowhere near the power lines, and yet up the road a little bit further where that's what I was complaining about, that actually that one gum tree was getting closer and closer to the power lines, and they didn't do anything. And so I drove off to the dump and I thought, oh, this is good, they're going to trim that tree, and I came back and they didn't do anything at all to that. So there you go. On to you, Don. How are you going? VK4FAX and the group VK4 Echo Mike.
4FAX, it's a group. Good evening. Merv, thanks. Still got the twinge in the left hip and down the leg, and on a bit of medication to any inflammatory stuff. Chopped out the Panadol, etc. Haven't had that for 3 or 4 days, so but I'm managing to roll a bowl. Well, I did on Monday anyway. Wasn't very successful, but anyway, I can get down and still doing a little bit. Yeah, thanks for the concern. What happened around here today? I'll just break for a tick. Yeah, probably lots of things, all minor, that probably wouldn't concern too many of you people, but I had a very interesting phone call this evening. I had a person reach out to me some time ago on Marketplace. I had a piece of equipment up for sale, and the name come up, and I thought, oh, that's a very familiar name, and I knew that name from around my grandfather's property up in central Queensland, and I was quite friendly with one of the brothers, and via he was a policeman in charge of SES when I was involved with SES many years ago, and he moved down to Warwick to live in the Killarney area. But anyway, it turns out it was his brother's wife, brother's son's wife, that I was speaking to, via the messenger. And anyway, he reached out to me this evening. I'll just break once again. He's named after his father, and he was born very late in his father's life. His father was 56 when he was born, and he lives at Ravensbourne, mind you, right there, on our doorstep. And we had about a 3/4 an hour chat and tried to recall some of my childhood memories of his father and his uncle, and he never knew his uncle. Very interesting conversation. I since had a conversation with my other brother that's done all the family tree and has a lot of that history from around that area. And we're going to get together and inform this young fellow of the history of his dad and his uncle that he doesn't even know about. So marvellous how things pan out. This lady contacts me, and I recognised the surname and said, are you related to such and such? And that's how it's turned out. VK4BAD, Gary with the group, VK4FX.
VK4FAX, VK4BAD returning. Yeah, okay. No worries on that one. Before we continue on, is there anyone else want to join the net? VK4BAD listening?
VK4 Whiskey Bravo.
Okay, VK4 Whiskey Bravo. Go for it there, John, I think. Nope, Dave. Over to you there, Dave. VK4 Whiskey Bravo, and throw it back to myself again. VK4BAD.
Yeah, VK4BAD, VK4WD. Yeah, good evening, Gary, and everybody else on the net. Yeah, I've been trying to get. I heard you tried to get in after Merv when you started, but unfortunately I wasn't getting to the repeater for some reason. And then I discovered my tone was
the wrong tone. So I had to sort of fix that up. And anyway, here we are. Yeah, it's been a very busy day today. Doctor's appointments, optometrist appointments, and not so good news in the optometry side of things. I've got cataract and I've got to get him out, so that means a little operation sometime soon, I suppose. Not looking forward to it, but I believe for those who have had it, they're pretty simple and the results are pretty good, so I just have to do that. I'll break, hang on. So that's been the day for me, actually. Got home very, very tired. And tomorrow is a rest day, and on Friday we got gym again. So I don't know. We'll try that. All right, I'll put it back to you, Gary. VK4BAD. This is VK4WB.
Okay, VK4WB. No worries there, David. Before we continue on, is there anyone else want to join the net? VK4BAD listening? Okay, nothing heard on that. Right, okay. Well, good evening to all. Good evening there, Al. Sounds like you're going to be busy with radios. I'll be bringing up a Tate 2000 for you to have a look at. As I said, it was been in storage for quite a few years, and I went to power it up, and no one's home inside. So I need to find why no one's home. It was going when I put it in storage. There. Okay, Merv. Yes, okay, Merv. Well, you got the majority of the landmarks, right? Go through the centre of town. You'll see Freedom petrol station on your left-hand side as you're coming in, or as you're heading out towards the western side of town. You'll see the Freedom. That's just after the Kentucky Fried on the right-hand side. Don't get confused. You'll see the Freedom service station. Take a quick left there, and immediate right into the car park behind the building. You will see a few vehicles there, some with porcupines. There. So you've got a school on the northwestern corner. You got our meeting place is on the southwestern corner, and Freedom service station is on the southeastern corner of that intersection, and a small engine repair is on the northern eastern side. So as soon as you see Freedom, stand by. As soon as you see the Freedom service station, as I said, it's the last set of traffic lights in the main street of town as you're heading out. That's in the centre of town. I'm not too sure if there's any more. Yes, there is another set over. If you've gone over a set of railway lines, you've gone too far. You've gone over the intersection. Yeah, so that's the easiest way to put it there, Merv. Just look for the Freedom Service Station. Take a left at the Freedom Service Station. Immediately go into the first driveway, which is the car park at the back of the Mayor building, and that's where it will be. And okay, there, Dave, with the cataracts. I touch wood at the moment. I've had a couple of eye operations over the years with my eyes, but them is not one yet. Okay, with that one there. Yes, as Al was saying, we have got our meeting at the Mayor building on the corner of the Warrego Highway and the Mooney Highway. Don't ask me what their real names are. That's all I know it as. Okay. The meeting starts at 10 o'clock sharp. There is a couple of apologies for the meeting, so we're hoping we'll get enough for the quorum. This is VK4. Yeah, meeting starts at 10 o'clock sharp. Start meeting around about 9:30. And we have a barbecue lunch after the meetings. We'll be having the general meeting first off, followed by the AGM. It is our AGM, so don't forget to bring money to pay your dues for next year. Okay, this is Victor Kilo 4, Bravo Alpha Delta. Does anyone else want to call in before we start the second round? VK4BAD. Okay, nothing else heard at the present time. VK4 Mike Victor, you throw it over to Merv. VK4 Echo Mike. Merv, you throw it over to Don. VK4 FAX. Don, you throw it over to David. VK4 Whiskey Bravo. VK4 Mike Victor. Go for it there, Al. VK4 BAD.
VK4BAD in the group of VK4 Mike Victor, and good evening, David. Hope you do well with the eyes. I had a cataract taken out of one, and they put a little lens in, and it's now a bionic eye. But I can't say that it gives me any X-ray vision or anything special. But it's given me no dramas, so it's a fairly well practiced operation. And quite a few people have got it done and very happy with the results. So I think they threatened the other eye, but it hasn't played up, so I'll get it checked very soon and just make sure it's going on and behaving itself. So as they say, I was born with nothing and I've still got most of it. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, it's strange there's not a lot of common sense with something like that. We'll look around and see what the work they have to do and minimise it. And they're probably told to go to this particular place and clear the trees around this bloke and stop him whinging. And that's they complied with what they were told. But it is very sad. Common sense is not so common anymore. And the departments that don't interfere with other departments, I don't want to know about it. I think I went into Bunnings one day and said to one of the young ones that was packing shelves and something, I said, there's a couple of things in the wrong place down there that are totally out of kilter. She says, oh, I don't care. I'm not bothered. I said, yeah, well, that's a fine attitude. So, and they wonder why things go downhill. Otherwise, there's no reward for excellence. Had a look at some publicity stuff there a little earlier. It was passed on to me. My old workplace is producing some new types of radio. Very interesting. Quite high performance and some nice features. I could see one or two of them being very handy as a dual band radio on the amateur band. I don't know whether I can get a free sample. I'll see if I can look after an old boy from their workshop. But anyway, all good. Yeah, you nearly got it all right, Gary. I'll just drop the button for a moment. All right, we're back. The street you turn into is Nicholson Street, and the road you come through town is called Drayton Street, or the Warrego Highway. It also gets known as. And if you turn down into Nicholson Street to go to the car park, and you keep going, you can end up in St George or out that way. So you'd know you're pretty well in the wrong direction. And it's just funny, a little bit of road out there. There's these just out of nowhere, it pops up 110 km/h speed limit for a few k's, and then drops it off again. And otherwise, it's hardly suitable for anything much over 100. That main road, it's modest width and plenty of furniture along the side. So, it could be furniture if you chopped it down. And it's strange that they just put that there for a sample. Maybe looking to see a crash count, and then they say, "Oh, we can't put it in. Nobody can sustain those 110 km/h safely." So very odd. Anyway, all good with that. That's about it for me. So over to you, Merv, and see what else you got to report. And it's a wonder you took things to the dump and you didn't come back with anything. I'm disappointed. VK4, Echo Mike in the group, VK4, Mike Victor.
VK4, Mike Victor in the group. VK4, Echo Mike returning. EOKL. Oh, yes, I love going to the dump. There's things that people throw away. And there's just so much waste in the world these days. You know, I've told these other fellas at times I've been to the dump, and there's, probably 5 or 6, or I think the most we ever counted was 12 lawnmowers. And some of them might have the rope broken or the rubber end off a rope, fell apart and they couldn't grab the rope or something like that. And the amount of stuff that they throw away is just unbelievable. But the dump is now changing in Pittsworth. All the rubbish that goes into the dump now gets just tipped out on a very large, flat, open area. And then a machine comes along and grabs it and puts it all into big bins. And when the bin's full, a truck comes along and grabs the bin and takes it to Toowoomba. So how about that? It's not even going to be sorted anymore out here. And it's going to go to Toowoomba and all be sorted in there. So I guess that we'll be paying. Well, I've asked, and they said, "Oh, no, you're going to be allowed, 500 kilos or something before you have to pay." They reckon they're mainly doing it trying to keep the, commercial people out of the dump. So anyway, it wasn't like that today. I only had green waste, so it's a different thing. Apparently green waste is going to be no charge, and something else was going to be no charge. And they asked me today, in the green waste, he said, "Oh, have you got any cactus in the green waste?" I said, "No. I didn't know you couldn't throw cactus in the dump." And he said, "Yeah, what about fireweed? You got any fireweed in amongst it all?" I said, no, it's just all branches out of some of the trees that all fell down. So I've been collecting the cactus and putting it in a big plastic drum, and I was going to take it to the dump. It looks like I'll have to change my plan. Right, fellas, thanks for the information. Yeah, I think that's exactly the same place I went before, many years ago. And I can remember Margaret was there then, and and Neil, I think. I can't remember anyone else. There was quite a few that had the same deal, a meeting and a barbecue. On to you, Don, VK4FAX and the group, VK4 Echo Mike, and good evening, David.
VK4EM, thanks, Merv. VK4FAX returning. Good evening to you, dear David, as well. Merv, that's fireweeds, cactus, or any of that stuff, they're not keen to have it dumped into the green waste, of course, because they mulch it all and then they distribute it all around the countryside. So not a good option to put any of that stuff into the green waste. I just poisoned the heck out of it here. Put it in a pile, let it rot down, and sometimes, just throw a few branches on top of it and have a little fire. But as fast as I do it, it returns. Because the old tip here in Darling Street, it's got several massive tree pear in it, and the birds eat the fruit, and they fly across here, and you guessed it, wherever they perch and their droppings are, we get a fresh batch of pear. So they're hypocrites, really. They won't do anything about it. I was going to mention something else with that. Gary, I'll definitely be an apology, but my membership will be forthcoming. Penance on Saturday, and I'm being a selector and a participant in the penance. I unfortunately can't get out there for the meeting, so that makes about 3 or 4 in a row I've missed now. I'm feeling a little bit guilty, but anyway, I'll make up for it down the road, and I'll see if I can hitch up a couple of other members or potential members and bring them out for the next meeting. VK4WB with the group VK4FAX.
Yeah, VK4FAX, VK4WB. Not a problem. I'll try to get out there to the meeting, Gary. I'll see what's happening here, and I'll run around and come over. I've been there before a few times, giving sort of facilitating exams for I think for the guys. I think they're still in the club. I'm not sure. Can't remember their names, but going back about 3.5, 4 years ago now. But anyway, I certainly will try to get down there. But anyway, I'll talk to you after the net anyway, Gary, and we'll check a few things. All right, I'll put it back to you now, and what else is there? I don't have anything else. No, nothing else. Yeah, put it back to you, Gary. VK4 BAD, VK4WB.
VK4 Whiskey Bravo, VK4 Bravo Alpha Delta for the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club. Okay, before we close the net off, does there anyone else want to come in and say hello, goodbye before we close it off? VK4BAD. Okay, nothing else heard at the present time. I'd like to thank VK4 Mike Victor, VK4 Echo Mike, VK4 Foxtrot Alpha X-Ray, VK4 Whiskey Bravo. I'd like to thank Merv, Al, correction, Al in Dalby, Merv in Pittswood, Don in Drayton, and WB, Dave, forgotten location. My apologies there, Dave. Anyway, with that lot there, this is Victor Kilo 4 Bravo Alpha Delta for the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club. We hold this net every Wednesday night at 7:30 p.m. 1930 hours, 0930 UTC. This is Victor Kilo 4 Bravo Alpha Delta. I'll now resume back to my home call of VK4 Golf Romeo Bravo, Gary in Faryiryland. And I'll leave the frequency open for general traffic. Until the same time next week, this is VK4 Bravo Golf Romeo Bravo 7-3, and we'll catch us all later on.